Could you please introduce yourself? Who are you?
Yeah, so my name's Kyra. I'm 20 years old. I'm a freelance videographer, photographer. I also make short films, and I'm a full-time student. Yeah.
What do you study at the moment?
I'm studying a Bachelor of Advanced Studies in Media Comms and a Bachelor of Arts in Film Studies at the University of Sydney. I'm in my third year.
So can I say you are like a movie maker?
Yeah, I guess. My degree doesn't have a lot of practical filmmaking in it. It's media comms in general, so I do a lot of everything really. I had to study like radio, media law, and then screen production, so it's like everything. And then film studies is all film theory. But I try to utilize my degree to allow me to do what I want to do, that is making films. But yeah, it's a very general degree. It's quite good. It's really stable. That's what I really like about it.
A few weeks ago, I saw you post one of your film got the screening somewhere in Canada.
In America.
In America.
Yeah. That was actually really random. So it sounds a lot bigger than I think it actually is, but I was scrolling on Film Freeway, which is like where you submit short films, and there was this film festival happening in Wisconsin. Yeah, in the USA, and it was at a arts and music university.
Yeah.
And the submission was for free, so I was like, why not? Why not send my film in? So I sent in my mother's mixtape. There was like 500 plus submissions, so it was alright, quite indie, but you know, why not? I was like, I'll just give it a go. They ended up choosing it, 1 out of 15 across the entire globe, which I thought was pretty cool. And yeah, that screen there, saw some photos and it looked awesome.
What's the movie is about?
So my mother's mixtape actually was an assignment for me. So it was for my last semester class at the end of last year on like screen video production, and I was tasked with making a documentary. And I always wanted to make something about Sydney's music scene, and I'm like, this is my moment now, because it gives me guidelines and like deadlines to work with, so I know I have to make something eventually instead of like putting it off. So it's a short little documentary, about 6 minutes long, exploring Sydney's music scene, specifically looking at 2 music groups and what they do and their vibes. Yeah, it's really brief because it's only 6 minutes, but yeah, it's like a visceral experience. I love it. It's like a sensory trip almost. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like the way you put the intro thingy.
Thank you. Like, that's one of my favorite parts too, honestly.
Yeah, the intro and the outro.
Yeah, the outro.
The outro is like. Wait, what did you say?
Like a montage?
You said something interesting. Remember, if you hear it here first.
Yeah. You'll hear it here first on my mother's mixtape. That's the ending line. The outro, I actually have quite a lot to say about the outro. So I filmed so much throughout that journey. I just filmed whatever I saw, and I spoke to so many people at these shows that I recorded and interviewed, and so many of those interviews I couldn't put into the film because it was 6 minutes I was working with. And I tried so hard to like cut them down and fit them all in because all these people had so much to say. It was crazy. I loved listening to what they had to say, but at the end of the day, I couldn't put it in for the final submission. And I didn't want to leave it hanging, and I didn't want people to be like, oh wow, like what a waste of my time, you know, I don't see myself in there or whatever. And I thought, this project is about community anyways, so I'm going to try and put clips of everyone who I could record at some point, everyone who was there, everyone who's a part of this community that I got to experience, and make like this super cool, fast, cinematic montage and try to squish them in that time frame. It does go by pretty quick, but I'm sure if people stop, they might see their faces if they're at the gigs. And the voiceover I wrote while I was in the middle of editing the whole thing. So the intro and outro was recorded, the voiceover, during the editing process, because I wanted the doco to sort of be about the whole process of making the film and my experience about making it. I wanted to go into that a bit more, but of course time frame again restricted that. But
respiration at
it's
7 days.
to shine light on these bands and these people who are practicing in Sydney, who
Consumption.
they're making such amazing things, and it's like,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
they deserve so much more credit. I feel like, you know, it's, you hear the music and you're like, wow, this is so good. Like, this is amazing. And carrying that, I guess, into future generations. I'm listening back on my dad's old DJ records, and I'm like, wow, some of these are great hits that you don't even hear on the radio, and you probably never will. And that was sort of my way of documenting what we have now and sort of preserving that, I guess, for the future. For people who see it in the future, I mean, it might not be a lot of people, but whoever does see that, to be like, okay, wow, like, these people are making good music, something new for me to listen to. That was the thought process behind it, but I was sort of just writing down and recording what I felt like in that moment, putting this whole project together and watching it come together. It was such a cool experience.
And then got an absorption essay.
There's a lot there.
No, like
And their recovery.
it makes sense the way you explain everything. Like there is you feel like there's a certain responsibility to document this culture.
Exactly. And I think that's with everything. It doesn't necessarily only have to be about music. I just picked music as something to focus on for this time, that assignment. But I think documentation is so important, and that's what film really is, and photography. You're documenting these places and people in time, cultures and scenes that exist, and you're given that opportunity to capture that feeling in the moment, and it's so special. That's what I love about film, and I think that's why I want to work in that field. That's why I love doing this.
What's your favorite filmmaker or photographer so
That's
far?
like a forbidden question. A forbidden question.
Or
for
maybe
film
like
major.
one of your favorite, yeah.
Well, this is so hard because I feel like whatever I'm gonna say is like it's gonna be cemented and it's gonna be like that's my idea of like the perfect filmmaker, but it's not. I think I get inspired by so many filmmakers and photographers. It's crazy. I think one of the first photos that I saw that really impacted me, I was in 9th grade, and it was a Nan Golden photo. Yeah. I can't remember what it was called. It was, I feel really bad for forgetting what it was called, but I'll find it. It's the one of a lady waking up in bed and the sun is shining through the window, and it's a crazy photo. It was so beautiful, but I think that was one of the first photos I saw that really impacted me. And the destroyed room from the Sonic Youth album cover. When I saw that, I'm like, I'm like, that photo is crazy, and that inspired my actual HSC body of work, which I ended up doing. But for photography, I think that was probably that moment where I was like, wow, like this is cool. And for film, I'm inspired by so many people. I love Jim Jarmusch films, some David Lynch. I love Twin Peaks, big Twin Peaks fan. There's like so many. Wong Kar-wai, I think, is like a classic for cinematography. The visuals are insane, but I also really love Latin American cinema.
Latin America from the old times.
Yeah, like honestly, I think films that come out of early 2000s or early 2010s from Latin America, like so awesome. One of my favorite films is this Latin American film called, I'm probably going to butcher the name, I think it's called Gueros. It's released in 2014, black and white, a little bit artsy. Awesome film. I think it's kind of realist, I guess, but it's kind of satirical in a way as well. But there's so much great pieces of inspiration out there. I think my letterbox is a good reflection of what inspires me in terms of film and cinema. But in terms of visual style as well, I might as well mention this MTV aesthetics as we were talking about. Because actually a couple of people have said to me, your work is like straight out of like a 90s like MTV music video or something, and I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing, but I enjoy it. I love the bright flashy colors, anything like that, I guess, you know, kind of weird, surreal, a little psychedelic, disorientating, but then at the same time there's like a raw, gritty nature underneath it all that just brings it all together and makes everything make sense.
Yeah, the fact I like the 90s energy because I don't know, there's a certain energy that shows optimism,
Yeah.
and then I love nostalgia because
Yeah.
nostalgia is delicate but potent.
Yeah.
Yes, I always love seeing grainy things.
Grain. Yeah. I
Grainy.
love grain on photos as well.
Yeah,
Just.
I love grainy, like because I used to work as a studio photographer
Oh, okay.
for an activewear company.
I think I remember you telling me
Yeah,
about
but
this.
don't say the brand.
No, I won't
Don't say the brand. Yeah, they need it to be all clean.
Yeah.
It's boring, but it's okay. It's
I mean-
for the money.
I completely understand you because I do photography and videography for companies now, freelance, and a lot of it's like corporate and business.
Yeah.
And the photos are always so clean and happy and bright, and I'm like, this is so different to my personal work and my personal style. And that's okay. Like, it's okay to explore different avenues and stuff and different aesthetics. But hopefully in the future, I can work in a field where I do get to put my personal style on display and get to experiment with it and add lots of grain into photos. And yeah, as you were saying about the 90s optimism, what I love about it as well, I feel like there's always this like impending sense of doom underneath all of it. It's kind of being covered by all of this, and I find that in all of David Lynch works as well. There's always this strange, like mysterious aura like hidden underneath all of this. Probably, as a result of like the Y2K bug and stuff like that, and the turn of the millennium, I think it is, turn of the century, But yeah, I think that fascinates me. That weird sense of doom that's like hidden underneath all these bright colors and grain and the flashiness. It's so cool. Yeah, it's a really big piece of inspiration for me. That time period.
Very high contrast as well.
Yeah, high contrast. Love flash photography as well. So
I love flash photography.
it's so good. It's so
Very
good.
good.
That like 2000s vibe as well with the flash. Like the 2010s indie sleaze era. Like yeah.
Yeah, I literally been through dozens of events for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I've been through all of that era.
Yeah.
Like Y2K, indie sleaze, indie,
Yeah.
alternative.
It's kind of weird that we're coming back to that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. I think I personally just like the style of that, I guess. But yeah, it's coming back. It's back in. You see all the parties in Sydney. It's like the theme is like, okay, guys, come in your best like indie sleaze outfits, like inspired by blah 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 blah. And it's like, it's cool. I like it. Yeah.
One of the girls the other day when I interviewed her, Rosie, on Dream Super Bowl
yeah.
last weekend, when I interviewed her and I talk about nostalgia, why the style is coming back, she said to me, is nostalgia is like a big band-aid for present time. So it's like a detour.
Oh yeah.
It's like a detour, yeah.
No, that's a really interesting way to put it. No, I haven't heard that. That's cool.
Yeah, because
Detour.
yeah, it's a detour. It's like, it can be a detour or running away from the present time.
Probably.
Yeah.
I think because the world right now is like so crazy, you feel that nostalgia to want to go back. And I was very young during that era. Like I was, I'm 20 now, so imagine during like the indie sleaze days, didn't get to experience that, but you see these photos, and I'm seeing like recent photos of like 2008 Coachella and stuff like that, and I'm like it just, I don't know, the photos were so much brighter and more saturated, and everyone just looked like they were genuinely having a good time and couldn't care less. And I think that's probably what we want to go back to. Running away from what's happening today, I guess.
Damn, I did a very long sidetrack from the question.
Did a lot of Western bloc.
That's done.
They're not very soft.
Okay. The last time we met, you mentioned another ongoing project focus. Are you asked that?
No, I don't think you
Okay.
did.
Oh. The last time we met, you mentioned another ongoing project focus on the Sydney music scene. Could you please elaborate on that?
So, originally, as I said, I had to cut that project down to 6 minutes and so much got cut out. I was like, I have to make a longer version. Like, I have to, because there was so much good footage, and like it has to be seen by people, you know. And it was something I was really passionate about. But of course, life gets in the way, and you don't always have time to make everything. And I think the fact that that was an assignment, it forced me to have to create it within that time frame, and it had to be done. But now, because this isn't a part of an assignment anymore, I kept pushing it back and back and back, and it never went ahead. But of course, it's something that's still in the back of my mind, and I still want to do. Maybe not a longer version using all that old footage, but a part 2 maybe. I mentioned at one of the screenings that I went to that I wanted to do sort of a similar thing, but maybe with different creative mediums. So looking at maybe like, I don't know, painters or filmmakers, photographers or something like that, you know? And sort of going down that avenue, but still keeping true to that format and visual style, but talking to other people in the scene maybe, I don't know, like I still want to do something like that, and it's still in the back of my mind, and I will do it. I will get to it eventually. That's good. But life gets in the way, and you get so busy, and you keep putting it off, and it's like, oh, you know, I'll work on it next month, and it just keeps getting pushed back. But I want to make something like that again, because it was really cool. It was really fun. Editing it was like so good, and I love watching back on the footage and seeing people just in the moment, vibing. It's so cool. Yeah.
Good things take time.
It does. It really does. Like that project was the whole semester. The whole semester from pre-production to post and then release. It takes so long, and I did that practically by myself. I mean, I had a couple of friends, shout out to them, who helped me with that, but you know, you got to plan it, you got to talk to the bands and figure out when they're available, when they're playing. You got to go shoot it, and then you got to come back home, watch the hours of footage you have, sort it into files, edit it, you know, put in a timeline, rough cut, fine it. Like there's so much to it, but in the end, it's worth it. It's worth it because it's a passion of mine, so it doesn't feel like it's work or a chore for me. It felt like just doing what I love. And then when you look back on the product, you're like, wow, like I've created something. Like this is what I've created. I've made this. And it's the best feeling to watch it back. But it's even better when you get to see other people watching your stuff and you see their reactions to it. That's like the best part. It's so worth it in the end.
So in the 6 months period, how many bands do you see?
Oh, in the 6 months since when?
Yeah, like on that one semester when you do the project, how many bands?
The project. So
the project.
Because I only focused on those 2 bands, I only focused on those 2 for the whole semester. I went to, I think it was one show for Fruits, I believe. The Halloween one where I met you there. Yeah. That's when I first met you. And then I went to one of their studio sessions. At the Conservatorium for Music, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting. Yeah, I think that was right. And then for the other band, Sismic, I went to a rehearsal, and I went to 2 of their shows. They were the first band I went to record, and I actually went to their show without ever having met them ever. But it was fun. It was cool. Yeah, and it was those 2 bands I focused on, but there were opening acts for them as well, which I got to experience, which is pretty cool. Can't really remember them all, but yeah, all the acts that I saw play while filming this, like they were all so talented, extremely talented, and yeah, they really knew how to control the energy in the room, because there wasn't like a moment at all when I was filming this where I was like, I want to get out of here, it's so boring. Amazing, and the music was crazy, and the diversity in styles and genres as well was amazing. Love it. Everyone was so talented. But I can't give an exact figure on how many bands I saw, because I honestly can't remember.
Okay.
When you've got heat hardening going on.
Next question. What have you noticed while documenting Sydney music scene?
I think the main thing is the community.
Community.
The community and the people, the stories. It's so strong and so tight, and everyone is so sorry. Everyone is so welcoming and just so chill, honestly. Like, everyone I got to speak to, just, how do I describe this? Yeah, they were welcoming with open arms, were excited to hear about this project, I guess, and were willing to be a part of it as well. That's the best, you know. I got to speak to so many people who were attending the venue, and a lot of them actually were just there for good vibes instead of specifically going to watch these bands. And speaking to them was really good because it gives you an insight into what these people think and where in the scene they lay. But at the end of the day, I feel like everyone knows each other. It's crazy. You look at someone's Instagram profile and there's like a million mutuals. But yeah, everyone in the scene is so nice and kind and welcoming and really passionate as well. And I think that's what drives them to keep going. It was really fun to film. I think I've said that like so many times now, but it's good to film in spaces where you know, feel comfortable and you feel welcomed, and that's the vibes I got. Yeah, it was fun.
Another question. Okay, halfway. We're halfway.
Awesome.
We're halfway.
This is your DP.
Okay, we're gonna talk about fashion and identity.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you think the music scene in Sydney is evolving in a better way compared to the 90s?
Well, I wasn't around in the 90s, so I can't give a definite answer for my of my personal experiences since I wasn't around then. But I think the scene we have now is pretty good from what I've witnessed. I can obviously only speak for myself and what I've seen. There's still so much I have to explore in Sydney's music scene. So many bands I want to go see and support, these local acts. All these people I still need to meet, you know, make these connections. But I think where we're at right now is pretty good from what I've seen. I don't know if I could compare it to the 90s. I mean, the only stuff I have to go off of is my parents' stories, I guess, because as I mentioned, my dad was a DJ in those times. The stories I hear back then were same thing, you know, good nightlife, just people having fun, going out to have a good time, and I think that's what I see now as well. Except I feel like maybe with social media, everyone's a little bit more connected. It's easier to find these gigs. You have the Sydney Music Guide, which is so helpful, honestly, and it just makes it so much easier to build that community around the music scene and connect with these people. So I think we're heading in a good direction. A lot of new talent as well, and everyone is incredibly talented from what I've seen.
Okay, next. How important is what people wear at events?
Oh. I think it's quite important. I mean, what you wear does carry some sort of meaning. I think it's a reflection of who you are, and what values or scenes or cultures you align with. It could also be a reflection of the music you listen to or the films you like. But I'm not gonna say like, you know, you have to dress a certain way for it to mean something. Or, you know, not everything is about the clothes you wear. You could wear a plain white shirt and pants and still be into certain music or whatever, but I think nowadays people think it's more important than it actually is. I think we're placing a lot of value on what people wear and maybe not as much value on actually who they are and what they like and their interests. Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said. Well said. No, because 2 hours ago I was writing the draft for my writing. Is about, the title is No Guest List.
Oh.
With great nostalgia comes great responsibility. And the draft is done. It's like 1900 words.
When it's released, I gotta read it.
Yeah, and I had a hard time creating the photos.
Yeah.
Because as you said, people come as they are, not as what they wear. And I feel terrible when I met the category. So I have 5 categories.
Okay.
So the first category is indie and alternative. And the next one is taste-driven, minimalist. It's like house, clubbing house. It's for clubbing.
Yeah.
And then the third one is UKG.
Okay.
UKG, more faster music.
Yep.
The fourth one is, well, it's kind of hard to remember. What's up? It's the one that resisted all. They don't care about what they use,
Okay. Yeah.
but it still makes sense.
Yeah.
I think the majority was taken in the lot lesson.
Oh.
The lot lesson. That's why the music is very broad.
Okay.
Could be house, could be alternative,
Yeah. Yeah.
could be metal,
Oh, okay.
drum and
Yeah.
bass as well. What's the last one? I forgot.
And are you putting the people, their photos in what genres they like listen to?
Nah, it's more like yeah, I think that's the starting point from the genre, but from the genre it goes down to the type of the clothes,
Oh, okay.
which is I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah, because how like it might not necessarily reflect that,
Yeah.
does it? Like,
Yeah, but I'm trying to visually interpret
yeah,
what's the meaning behind this clothing.
yeah.
I'm trying my best.
But the thing is, like, I guess people. I'm someone who doesn't always dress in the same style, I guess. I mean, one day I could wear something completely, like, different to what I'm wearing today, for example. And I'm like, we put people in these boxes according to how they present themselves, but, you know, are we always making accurate assumptions without having spoken to them first? I don't know, like, I think it's obvious things. For example, if someone dresses in like the scene, how would you say it? Like a scene aesthetic, 2000s aesthetic, you could probably sort of understand what music they might listen to. But at the same time, you could be completely off. It's I don't know how I feel about putting people in boxes based off the way they dress, because it's really tricky, as you're saying. It's so scary.
I know, it's a bit scary. So it's still on the draft, so I still have time to revise it. So I don't know. I actually asked some of my friends to check if I did this right or not. I don't know, because so many people will read it.
Yeah.
It's very big responsibility.
Yeah. Because, like, are these people you've actually met?
Yeah.
What if you're off? Like, what if you're wrong?
I know, right? I know. I actually talk with them. Like, I talk with all of them, but I don't know. It's just an idea I have a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, obviously, when you get dressed, you're consciously putting on certain pieces of clothing, and you sort of expect people to understand your vibe or the music you listen to or what you're into.
yeah.
But at the same time, you don't know what they're thinking. Maybe it's like the complete opposite.
Maybe.
There's that perspective to it too.
Yeah.
But I think what people wear is important to some extent.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Short answer.
No, but I kind of get it. When I start writing it, it feels like a very controversial idea.
Yeah.
Like, what controversial?
I mean, controversial can be good sometimes. It can be challenging. But we'll see how it goes. Best of luck to you, honestly.
We will see. Anyway, do you think social media has changed the way people dress for nightlife?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. But of course, we've always had subcultures that have influenced the way people dress and stuff. I'm not like a fashion expert or anything, so I don't know if what I'm saying is accurate or anything. But of course, with the rise of social media, it's introduced so many new spaces of fashion inspo and stuff like that, and the way people dress, there has obviously been a big shift, and I think it's more towards following certain trends. Maybe people pick up from other people because we now have access to like almost everyone, like across the globe, and all these different spaces and brands and ways of dressing and styles. And there's so many ways to pick up inspiration because we have social media and we can connect with all these people across the globe. So there's definitely that big shift. So there is a difference. Not necessarily a bad difference or anything. I think it's just a different way in which we pick up inspiration for the way we dress. Yeah. It doesn't have to come from our local communities. We can sort of branch out, like to anywhere in the globe, and find inspiration on how to dress, and look up what your favorite singer or whatever is wearing, and then like be like, okay, I want a jacket similar to that, this, that, and yeah. So definitely, I think that there is a change. Social media has a big influence on a lot of things.
Yeah, so yeah, like the reference is easier to get nowadays with social media.
Yeah, I think with Pinterest especially.
Yeah, I love Pinterest.
I love Pinterest too. But scrolling on there, I will see like pieces of clothing, and I'm like, wow, like I never even thought like a jacket like that could exist. And then you click on it, and it's like designer, and it's like archive designer. It's like $1 million. But you get these pieces of inspiration, which otherwise you would probably never get to see in real life, I guess.
Have you noticed certain styles becoming tied to specific scenes or genres? Yeah, we already talked about this.
Yeah, we sort of already went over.
But I know what you mean. It's like there's some ethical thingy about talking this thing because you don't know what the people are thinking, why they dress like that. Yeah.
Like I don't know why someone dresses that way. They might be into a completely different thing than what I'm thinking. I might think, oh wow, they're going for like a 90s grunge look, and in their head they might be like, oh no, I think this is quite modern or whatever. But I think certain styles and ways of dressing have always been tied to specific genres. Sorry, voice crack. Genres and scenes. It's been around for a long time. Maybe I don't know if it's more common with social media. Don't know about that, but it's something that's always been around. And of course, I'm not going to say that everyone who dresses this way is into that certain scene, because no way, like you can't assume things like that. But yes, there are those, I guess, stereotypical depictions of what someone who listens to punk might look like, or someone who listens to emo music might look like. They're not always right, but they do exist, and I think, they have for a very long time.
Okay. Next. Do you think what someone wears affect how others approach them?
I actually think about this question a lot, because I don't know, people always like, you know the thing where they say like people judge you in like the first 7 seconds they see you or something like that? I don't know, I've heard something like that before, and I'm like, maybe. I mean, I think it's we unconsciously make assumptions about people, like what we were talking about before, based on the way that they present themselves and what we see visually in front of us. So I think outfits and clothing choices are a big part of that. But I don't think that's the right way to approach it. Obviously, we shouldn't immediately judge based on the way someone looks, but it does happen without us realizing, I think. I think that's just being a human. But what was the question again? I feel like I'm going off track. Yeah, but I think with a lot of people, the way someone, dresses might impact the way that they interact with them. It might not be a good thing, maybe, I don't know, but it's like, for example, if you went to like a job interview for a corporate job and you show up in like shorts and sandals, they're obviously going to judge you, and it's like, I mean, obviously they will judge you, but you shouldn't judge someone's character, I think, based on what they wear. But we do it as humans, and I think that's natural.
So can I say the way you're thinking is more deeply into ethical thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's probably because of my degree.
The ethical.
We look a lot into ethics of media and stuff like that, and what's considered ethical versus what's considered legal in media and communications. So we do go a bit into that. That's probably why I'm thinking of it from this way. But I guess because I am someone who I do like to experiment with my style, I do always take into consideration, okay, like what I'm wearing obviously does send out a certain message to people, and I can't control that. But what is that message? Or what do I think that message is? And is that a message that, I align with? And at the same time, I'm like, who cares what people think? Because I'm sort of that person who I'm like, I don't really care what anyone thinks or whatever. But there are some situations where you have to think, okay, how am I presenting myself, especially to the public? It's not really about like being self-conscious and worrying about what other people are going to think of you, because like I guess if you don't like my outfit, you don't like my outfit. But at the same time, it's like, am I putting out a message I don't want to be putting out? You know what I mean? I think that's the way I look at it. I mean, what do you think? I know this is like, I'm not supposed to be asking you questions.
No, it's okay. Like, it's okay. You can ask me a question. Like, I'm a yapper too.
Like,
I'm a yapper
like,
too.
what are your thoughts on that?
About clothing and the way I approach people. I always believe it took 2 seconds to make someone fall in love. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
At least to make it them like you.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think human is just very visual creator.
Yeah, like I think what you wear is important, and people will approach you differently according to what you wear. That's gonna happen. But yeah, I always toss up between like, I don't care what people think about what I wear, because it's like if I'm happy wearing it, I'm happy wearing it. It's not for other people to decide, hey, that shirt's ugly. It's like if I like it, I like it. But at the same time, it's like if I wear this shirt, what message am I putting out to people? You know what I mean? More like socially, culturally, and also politically, I would say as well. There's all these factors that, in exchange with like, how do I even phrase this? That impact, I guess, the way people see you, based on like the clothes you wear.
Yeah.
It's a lot deeper than just clothes, but I try not to think like that. If you're happy wearing a shirt, wear the shirt. It's your choice. But that doesn't mean, that other people aren't going to judge you for it, because other people might,
Yeah, so the outfit is only one layer, and then you haven't seen the other layers inside it.
Like exactly, like there's, I don't know. I can only speak for myself as well. I don't know. When you see what someone wears, do you make like assumptions based on their character?
I certainly
this is like
certainly do. Yeah.
I mean, like your article, right?
Yeah.
You make assumptions based on the character, but then it's like, I don't know. It's not really negative, I guess. But you never know what other people are thinking. Like you can't really control what they're gonna think. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm just going on and on and on.
No, it's okay. It's very interesting. No, every time I interview an artist, it's always like this.
Yeah, no.
I did interview a painter last time.
Oh wow.
Painter's like very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful. Now I'm interviewing a movie maker.
Yeah.
It's very thoughtful, very deep, like questioning ethical and unethical. I love that.
Yeah, and we can bring this back to movies, of course.
Yeah.
Costuming in films, so important. There's a whole Academy Award for costuming. And I think you can align yourself with a lot of film characters based on the way that they dress or they present themselves. Yeah, because that's important. The costuming choices in films, like the way a character dresses reveals so much about them. I'm trying to think of an example right now, but I probably can't. But clothes are important, especially in film, media, arts. But yeah, wear what you feel comfortable in.
Comfortable.
Yeah.
What?
What? I guess just wear what makes you happy and you think, it's a personal thing.
Personal thing. For the last 6 months, when I start approaching people, interviewing people, taking photo of people on the event, what I like about what I'm doing is I approach people based on the way they dress.
Yeah. Oh.
Because I used to be a fashion intern.
Okay.
And I always compliment the way they dress.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's a very nice bag.
Yeah.
Very nice boots.
Yeah. Do you find that you approach people who dress a certain way, or you try to go across to like everyone? Or is there a certain style that you find yourself aligning to more, or you find them more interesting to document or take photos of?
It's more like, for example, when I was at, do you know Poor Tom's at Maryville?
Haven't been.
So it's like a day party.
Okay.
The day party event. The music is non-commercial house.
Non-commercial house.
Non-commercial
okay,
house.
Yeah.
It's very repetitive.
Okay.
The people in there use loungewear.
Okay.
But some of them also use New Rocks boots.
Oh.
Very chunky boots.
Oh, okay.
Chunky.
I like chunky boots.
Yeah, chunky boots. Very. Yeah, what I like about that event is everyone looks so nice and luxury, although they look very chill and comfortable on their outfit.
Yeah.
And the way I curate the photo is by the way they mix and match the clothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, like I'm trying to connect the event, like not necessarily the genre, more like the event and the outfit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because genre is more abstract.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's so complex. And then there's so many, like, you can split the genres down, and then there's like, it keeps dividing, and it's like, I don't know, could you really align yourself to like one genre of like music or even film? Like, I don't know. It's difficult because, oh my god, I'm so sorry, my throat.
It's okay.
I mean, I don't know of anyone who listens to one genre of music.
Yeah, no one.
Yeah, no. So you can't specifically align with that, I guess, because it's like there's so many different genres that you listen to, and it's like I feel like that's something that I'm always struggling with when I'm picking out the clothes I'm wearing. It's like, what vibe do I want to give off today, or what vibe do I feel? And you know what? I actually do get inspired a lot by the films I watch for certain vibes for certain days. So if I watch like a coming of age movie one day, I'll be like, okay, I gotta dress like an angsty, like teenager. But that's like might not necessarily be my vibe all the time. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I don't know how I feel about putting people in boxes based off of what they wear, because like the next day they might be wearing something completely different. But I guess when you look at the way someone dresses, it will usually be along the same lines for every outfit, like that same inspiration behind it. But yeah, it's always changing, it's always fluctuating. And people develop, like when I look at the stuff I was wearing back in 2020 compared to now, and I'm like, wow, the difference is crazy. But you learn and you grow and you find new pieces of inspiration. You find your style. And yeah, you just keep experimenting with the clothes you wear and the styles you play around with.
This actually opened up my thinking about how to correct my writing.
Yeah, really?
Like I think I can do better in terms of, instead of focusing on the genre, how about categorize all of them into the mood.
Oh,
It's more.
I like that.
Mood is easier to understand.
I took a class for film called, I can't remember, but it was about genre. And there's like so many layers to it, because it's like, how do you split up genre what bends genres and what defies these genres. And sometimes you watch a film, and this could go with like any piece of media that's so hard to put into a certain category or a genre. And that's why I kind of don't like talking about genres as these like boxes or categories that need to be ticked or that things belong to. It's more of a, for me, a feeling, a mood, or an atmosphere created. And it's like, when I look at this, what do I feel? And of course, it's different for everyone. I might look at a photo and think like, oh, this is so like, I don't know, like 2010s, I don't know, a certain vibe. And then someone else might look at it and be like, oh, this is completely different to how you see it. That's why it's so personal, and it's so flexible at the same time. Yeah. Because things are always bending and redefining these constructs that we try to put things in. That's why I'm sort of against that. There's so many films that you watch and you're like, wow, like what genre do I even say that this is? Like, how do you even define it? Because it's so complex and there's so many layers to it. And I think the same is with fashion. Especially with like carefully curated outfits, let's say for like runways and stuff. So many layers, and the thought process behind it is crazy. It's like, how can you look at that and then try to put it into one singular box and be like, okay, well, this is a Western. It's like, but there's so much more to it, you know? I feel like sometimes it might diminish the creative thought process behind that piece of work. That's that's where I'm at.
That's good, yeah. I think if I'm under winter, I can make a statement about it. Yeah, I know what you mean. That's a good point. You know, what I feel like when I'm writing and I think, oh, I think it's the final one, and then you say about what's your thought about the genre of its clothing, it's like a soft slap for me. A soft slap, but in a good way.
Yeah.
In a good way, like, yeah, it makes me think.
It's really interesting thing to think about. And I was kind of oblivious to that whole idea before I took that class, because it was specifically about genre. And I think I was challenged a lot in the ways that I was already thinking and my preconceived like thoughts about genre. Obviously that class was looking at film, but you can apply it to everything. We really, as humans, I guess, like to categorize everything. We feel the need to put everything in a certain category of style. Like, oh, you're like Midwest emo or whatever. You're like punk rock, or like, that sounds so silly. Oh, that's not my friend. Sorry. But it's like, why? I don't know. It's like it's too complex to do that.
Too abstract.
Yeah, it's so abstract. There's so many thought processes behind it and layers of meaning to do that. You know, I think like when I make films, or when this probably only goes for my more personal creative stuff, other besides like what I do for work. The pre-production process and the process of trying to gather inspiration and put together a story is a really long and complex process. You might get an idea like this, like, okay, I want it to be about, my film to be about Sydney's music scene. But then when you actually start to look at it and you're like, wait a second, like, there's so many things behind it that I need to take into consideration, especially with style. And when I had to pitch my idea as another assignment, I had to try so hard to explain the vibe I was going for and the mood I was trying to evoke in this film. And it's actually really hard to do that by placing it into like a certain category and being like, okay, this is an experimental drama or an experimental documentary, whatever. It's like, it doesn't work. It's so hard. That's why I always go for mood boards with photos, because like photos are so much better at being able to capture that vibe. Genre is a really, really abstract and complex thing to think about, especially in like creative sectors.
Yes, I still remember every time I interview a band or a singer, every time I ask their genre, they say they cannot
Yeah.
distinguish their genre.
It's really hard because you see bands that have really extensive like catalogs, song catalogs. I don't know what the word is. Sorry. And there will be like a couple of songs in there that are completely different to the other ones. And I feel it's so hard to try and stick to that one vibe or whatever when you're making creative pieces. And that's what I see in my work as well. It's a reflection of that. Not every piece of work I make is going to be the same. I can't call myself like, oh, I'm specifically an experimental art house filmmaker or whatever. Because it's like, there's so much happening, there's so much experimentation and exploration that it's so hard to be like, this is specifically what I do. I only make films like this. And I feel like that applies to a lot of people. If you look at a lot of famous film directors, their filmographies, they'll have two completely different films in there that they've made both, and it's like, wow, they're so different. And I think some directors obviously do have their own signature style. I think David Lynch is a pretty good example of that. But at the same time, you can't be like, all his films are the same. I mean, if you look at Dune, for example, that's pretty different to all his other ones. Still quite Lynchian, but I'd say it's kind of separate to the rest of his films. Same probably goes with music. It's like so hard to provide a definite definition of the art you make. Yeah. I think oh my god, my voice is going crazy. When I was interviewing Brooks after their show, I asked them to explain their music, I think in 3 words. That was the question. What you see in the final cut of the documentary that is on the internet to see is a quite short back and forth exchange between them and some friends deciding on 3 words. Very short. If you watch the actual footage, it goes on for a very, very long time. Them tossing between words to describe their style of music. That's like the perfect example of what it's like to be a creative and explain what style or genre of works you make. There's always so much meaning behind it and so much experimentation, especially when you're still getting started, I think.
Just getting started. Okay, last question. You're almost done 1 hour, by the way.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm really just going on and on and on.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Like, I understand what you mean, all of them.
Yeah,
I understand everything.
that's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I can articulate what I'm thinking, because I'm quite bad at that sometimes.
What do you mean? Like, I see several layers on it.
Yeah,
I see several layers, so I understand the ethical, the unethical, what to do and what's not.
yeah. Yeah.
Very, very deep thinking, which is good.
Everything, yeah, it's really personal, and of course it's going to change from person to person. But that's just a general idea of, I guess, my understanding of that.
Okay, last question. Yeah, I always ask this question to
my
everyone.
God.
No, it's very chill.
Alright, let's go.
If your last name is Hinkle, right?
Hinkle, that's the English pronunciation, yeah.
And how to pronounce it
Okay,
correctly?
so I'm Turkish. It's Hıncal.
Hinkle.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone says Hinkle. Yeah, you can say Hinkle, you can say Hıncal, whatever you want.
I will try to pronounce it correctly.
Cool, okay.
If Kara Hıncal.
Yeah.
Did I get it right?
Kara Hıncal, yeah.
Hıncal.
In Turkish, you would say my name more with like a rolled R.
Roll
So it would be like Kayra.
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 Kayra, yeah.
Sounds Arabic to me.
Oh, it's
right?
Turkish. Kayra. Kayra.
Kayra.
Kayra.
Not Kara.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone just says Kayra.
Okay, I'll try again. If Kayra Hıncal
That's good.
had a zodiac sign, what would it be?
Oh my god. Easy.
Like in terms of the word
Easy. Aquarius.
Aquarius.
So easy. Not only because I am an Aquarius, of course, but like it's so me. Like it's so fitting. I really align with like being an Aquarius. I feel like Aquarius people who are Aquariuses, how do I phrase that? Always so creative, independent, and I guess unafraid to be themselves. And I think that's me, especially the creativity part. I think I'm quite down to earth. Try to be as open as I can with other people. Try to be easygoing. I don't know if these are Aquarius traits. I believe they are, probably. But yeah, a creative mind, free spirit. But yeah, just independent and doing what feels right when it feels right. Being yourself. Yeah, that's the rule to live by. Be yourself. No, that sounds so cheesy. Yeah. What's your star sign before you finish?
Like for my work or my personal?
Your personal star sign, and then for your work.
I'm personally a Cancer.
Okay.
With a rising in Cancer, and the moon is Cancer as well.
Okay.
So it's crazy, like triple track.
Okay.
And for my work, I don't know. It feels like it's like Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah, like it's very emotional.
Okay.
Is that?
I don't really know much about star signs, so I can't really say, but
No, it's okay. I only use this question because I find interesting to see people reaction.
yeah. What's the most common answer?
So far, it's Sagittarius.
Really?
Yeah, so far, I don't know why. Some of them is Leo.
I'm surprised it's not Aquarius, because like, you know, we're pretty cool. You don't agree?
I'll accept that. Yeah, but yeah, I think I would say my work is Gemini because sometimes I don't know what I'm doing with my work.
Yeah.
Like you cannot guess what they're thinking.
Oh my god, literally same.
Yeah.
Like, you just start a work and then you're like, okay, we'll see where this ends up. Like,
Yeah, I think it's Gemini, and I don't like Gemini because I don't know what he's thinking.
yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, maybe I sort of hating myself in a good way. Like,
Oh, okay.
Like I don't know why my work becomes like this.
It's good, like, criticism, you know,
Yeah.
it's good. But the process is what's important, you know.
That is true.
Always a process.
That is true.
And that, I know it, like, I'm going on, but I'm just going to bring it back. I think that's what a lot of my works are about, process. All about process and the journey, getting to that end product. Because it's the journey that matters, right? The people you meet, the stories that you have to tell. I mean, just like experiencing the nightlife and stuff, because you go out a lot. You know, all those stories that you now have and the faces you've met. It's that process of getting inspired and putting it together. That's like the best part, the part that matters. Yeah, good way to end it.
All right,
Thank you.
and cut.